All right. Says I'm alive. Of course I'm alive. I knew that. I didn't need YouTube to tell me that. But hey, it's nice for somebody to notice, right? They tell you when you hit the button. You're alive. What's up, people? We're having some curly fries and a burger. Have a little chat. Hope you're enjoying your day. Hope you're having a fine day. Maybe even a fine cigar. I'll be having one later. So, also hope you enjoy the sunset. Even if it is off the edge of another truck. Pretty good view. I'm telling you, you should thank me for these views. Because there's people that get on here, show themselves, and you might not want to see them. I ain't talking about nobody. I ain't talking about nobody. Nobody though. Fake asses. Anyways. But, my people, and people I'm subscribed to, I dig it. But I'm not running a psyop, and I want it to be clear. This is your view, because it's awesome. Way better than looking at me. And I can admit that. Yep. So, let's go back here. Might have to check my settings in a minute. Make sure this is good. Let's see, share. I can do that. Is that gonna work? I don't even know if I set this up right. I really don't. Truly, I don't. Let's see what we got here. All right, well, something happened. There we go. I'm gonna give a little bit of time for some people to get into the room here. I don't want you to miss a story if you're showing up, showing out. You know. So I'm gonna chill and have a burger while I'm waiting. It's gonna be a good day. So we'll make it a good day. And there will be peace in the valley. Even if you got to run your enemies out of the valley, of peace in the valley. I'll say that's a nice way to say that. Well, I did right. I got one in the room. So, I'm just having some fries and a burger. Give some time for some people to show up. And they mess with my numbers and they take their time on the notification and all that stuff. I always worry. When I go live, I always worry. I'll never want to do it rush hour if I can help it. Because I'm thinking there's some people that really enjoy my stuff. I ain't trying to have them lock down their brakes and pull over. Check this out, you know. So, not trying to say it's that good or that worthy, but people are interested sometimes, and it makes it so I worry. So that I don't worry, try to wait for later. But check out the sunset. I'll get with it in a minute. I'm getting things together and I'm gonna have a burger. Everything else is good. Everything. Because I'm starting a day. I'm gonna knock down, oh God, I don't even know if it's 2,000 miles. I'm going clear to there and clear back and freaking, woo, lots of miles. This sky is phenomenal too. You should see the other side. It's the same kind of clouds. It's like, I don't know. Like they got a motorcycle track up there with the whoop-de-doos on it. Yeah. So I'm getting some time for some people to catch up. People to check in. I want them to hear it live, so I don't have to hit the replay. And I'm gonna say something. All right. I tried to get on my laptop and I tried to go into messages where like what's it called? Comment section. YouTube has changed everything up in the comment section. Of course, my computer's slow as molasses. I gotta do a disk cleanup, defragment, all kinds of stuff, and get my computer up to speed or get another one, something. But I set my videos up so that, for the most part, they'll be. Let me turn this off. Let me just kill this thing. How about that? I'm sure nobody will mind that. Okay, so I try to set up my videos so that they are comment by approval only, because there's comments and then there's trolls and hate, and some of it's so stupid, so retarded, and so foul that I take that hit for everybody. I don't want y'all to have to look at it. I don't even want. So while y'all are making good comments and sometimes making them twice because they're like, hey, how come it didn't go through and that kind of stuff, I'm trucking. I just checked my comment section first time in like a month. I approved a couple of them. I was like, it's so slow, I can't get through it. But I will stop maybe tomorrow and then the next day, and I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna approve. But you shouldn't have to come on my channel looking at your nice comment next to something that's so foul it drives you to make a comment to them, and that's all they want. It's just trolls, and they're selling hate. They're selling hate, and you don't have to have money to buy it, but you do have to give something up to buy it. Okay? You got to give up freedom and your sense of self-security. That's what this story's going to be about. Let me take a drink. And I'm still gonna chill for a second because people will need to come in here and hear this, but I have a really big burger here. People, this burger is freaking massive. Look, it don't get no, I don't even know, man. Can you see? That's a massive, it's bigger than the sun. I'm eating a burger bigger than the sun. Look, total eclipse, for real. Yeah, give me a sec here, people. But some people's gonna show up. This is a good story. You're gonna like this story. You may have heard of it, maybe not. Guarantee you need to rehear it because there's a lesson in it you might not understand. It has to do with fear. There's no reason to have fear, and there's people that push around fear, right? The only way to meet that is kind of like fighting fire with fire. See, there's consequences for people's actions. I was just watching a video, by the way. I'm gonna say this too. Before I even eat this, I was just watching a video where all these people decided that they were gonna attack somebody, and they killed him. And they're all up there on trial, of course, because you ain't getting away with that shit. Okay? people in this surveillance state, you ain't get away with that shit. And the old saying is, you can trust only up to 3 people, and that's if 2 of them's dead. Think about that for a minute. The most amount of people you could trust with a secret of any kind is 3 people, and that's if 2 of them's dead. So, yeah, I'm gonna have this burger. I'll let y'all think about that. There's more people gonna be showing up. They need to hear this. There's people need to hear this live and in color. So y'all can make some comments for a minute. But those people, though, they're all on trial. I'm just gonna say this: all of them are getting the death penalty, and consecutive this and consecutive that and all this stuff. Yeah, what's up to everybody? And like I said, they caught them, and all those people that was doing that bad in that one case. Of course they caught them. And by the way, Polk County, Florida. Look up Polk County, Florida. Polk County, Florida. Polk County, Florida. They have a 100% success rate in catching murderers. A 100% success rate in putting them in prison until such time as they are given either lethal injection or whatever. And they'll get up there and the lawyer try to show like he's trying to do something for him and say, oh, well, can you make them not consecutive? Can you make them, can you give him a chance of parole and whatever? I watched one of them the other day where a guy was asleep, half asleep, listening to a judge. He was given the death sentence. But it don't matter what you act like in there. It's too late at that point. It's too late. So they got a 100% success rate in Polk County. I'll put a link up there. It's on NBC News. Yeah. So even if they kill somebody, that one person did just what Samson did. He took out more of his enemies in one day than he did in his entire life. And he was blinded. Okay? At the time. He had to have a small boy walk him to do what he tried to do. But keep this in mind. In your death, if you take out more of your enemies than when you're living, and it's not just them. You think about this for a second. Those people can't have kids if they haven't already. So you just destroyed their entire lineage, their entire line. You took out more enemies in one day than you could have possibly done living. So they say there's every dark cloud has a silver lining. They didn't just take out all those criminals. They took out their prodigy, their entire line. They're not going to have kids. They're not going to have grandkids. And even if just one of them thinks the same or whatever as that person. I'm not saying that criminality could be genetic. People are pushed into being criminals. That's why I put up the video of Jesse James. That's why I put up the video of these other, I got another one coming, but I wanted to tell this, like I said, if you are in the same financial, socioeconomic, and family structure as shit that causes that, you could at least one person out of 20 that might have been their great-great-grandkid or whatever could turn out the same way. Really could. I'm gonna eat this burger. Y'all think about that for a minute. Took out his whole prodigy by putting him in prison and on the death penalty, and that didn't just take him off the street. You think about it. Because you think he would be a good father? You think he would raise his kids right? They said one guy had a mother and a brother that would miss him. That's what they said. So he ain't even had kids yet. I'll put a link up to the Polk County I want to say it's the sheriff's department. And you can look, they've got a 100% success rate. There's other counties just like them. They're just the ones putting it up. I'm gonna eat part of this burger. We're gonna give a few more minutes. I'm gonna tell you the story about Samson. Then I got to ride because I got a cannonball run, people. I got more miles than the road map has on it. Even if you go around it in 3 or 4 different ways and sideways, and got a lot of miles ahead of me. It's gonna be a cannonball run. So hit the comment button. Oh yeah, okay, that's working. Maybe it'll stay up. But it's been a day. It started yesterday from sometime last week. Been a long day. You get to watch the sunset for a second. And the people walking. They're gonna be famous. They just don't know it yet. Mm-hmm. I know I got more people showing up here too, so we're just getting started. Just getting started. You ain't missed much but a little bit of chat. Mm-hmm. Perfect timing there, Icon. What's up? Yep. I got a plan and I'm about to use it. Checking out the load screen. I do work for a living, people. I do put stuff in. And this computer, which I dig it, it's got everything on it. They could keep the logbook. They could take that back if they wanted it. I know there's some guys that's going to give me a hard time about that too. So they're still running paper logs on older engines, but and I ain't gonna say what I think about how long that'll last or whatever. I'm just like, hey, go for it. I think they should have it. I think everybody, there should be like diversity in all of it. You should be able to do whatever you want to do. If you want to drive a 1940 something whatever, or a needle nose Pete with a mechanical fuel pump that gets 1 mile a gallon and pulling a parachute of a cow hauler, look, whatever you want to do, I think people should be able to do it, you know, without people telling you, no, you should really do this, and you know, have the deaf and all that stuff. California wanted that, and it was, by the way, it's killing their plants now. Now they don't want it. But all the EPA states, they are control freaks. People like control. It's like, let people be free. Can't somebody be free? Right? Is freedom free anymore? I mean, is it free? It's paid for. It's a hard fought and hard won by our veterans. But I'm talking about, are they giving it to you without a cost? It's like, yeah, you can be a truck driver. You can have the freedom of the open road. Now let me tell you all your limitations. Here's your book of limitations. Book of lamentations. That's funny. Lament. Book of lament. That's what they ought to call that green book. Or if you're a trucker, you know what I'm talking about. You got to have a green book in your truck, though, with all the regulations and stuff. The book of lamentations. This is a pretty good burger. I'm almost done with it, and we'll give a couple more minutes here and these people get in the room, and then you get a pretty good story. And enjoy the sunset. I provide this for you. Instead of you having to look at me, look at what you get, right? That's a nice view. I hope your sunset's good, people. Hope you enjoy this. Might even roll that window down. I think that the reefer unit on my other side's running. I try to set it up so I'm not screaming, you know. I needed this burger. Yep, I am on the burger. I apologize if this is dead air. That's what radio programs call it. And something weird's happened on the fuel aisle. They got an SUV with tinted windows blocking the whole dang thing up. Freedom is dangerous to some. Yeah. I'm going to be free until I die, and even if another man takes my life, I'm going to tell you he hasn't taken my freedom. You know? So, I don't expect that to happen, just so you know. I have no fear of that happening. I don't even have a thought. I don't entertain thoughts of that happening. But there's people who will make you think that they can do stuff like that and base it on other people's actions. Base it on what other people do. They don't have the cojones to even do it. But based on what other people do, and well, look at this, like it's a statistic, and they hold it up like it's some kind of trophy. And they sell fear. They try to sell you fear. Don't buy fear. Freedom is free. Fear comes at a cost. Even if you don't pay for it, you're giving up your peace that's within yourself if you have any kind of fear. Now, that's easy for a big guy to say, because I can walk into a place and people come up correct. But no matter who you are, listen, there's bigger people than me that protect me. They're out there to protect you. The way our system is designed and the way it works in this country is if you have a problem, you don't even have to freaking dial a full phone number. It's just 3 numbers. You know? And in a few minutes, somebody's going to come full battle rattle and want to know what the hell's going on down here. You know? And in the meantime, we have the right to bear arms. Now, some people don't want to, some people, it doesn't matter. You have all of these things to give you peace in this country. All these things line up to give you peace. They fall into place. There's no reason to give up your peace for one word or something somebody says or whatever, or the fear that somebody wants to try to peddle. That's peddling. They're snake oil salesmen. Now, I don't know if you know, I will say this, and then I'm going to finish this burger and I'll get into the story about Samson, but snake oil salesmen? Snake oil does not exist. They made up something and said, this is snake oil. Now, who else is going to go out and say, oh, I'll get my own snake. I'll get the oil off of it, or make it into oil, or how do they do it? How do you make snake oil? It heals everything. It'll do this for you, do that for you. And in the end, it does nothing for you. Now, they've proven that you have to do a double-blind study on any kind of pharmaceutical simply because there's a placebo effect. The placebo effect is when you give someone out of a group of 20, you give them all medicine, but you give a couple of them a baby aspirin that does nothing for them. But they get better anyway. So they believe that it was the pill. But the double-blind study says, well, yeah, they were going to get better anyhow. Part of it is psychological. Part of it's within your mind, because your body heals itself. You just need a little help sometimes. When it's bacteria, you might need antibiotics. When it's, there's different things that will help you to get better. But if you believe in fear, that's a placebo, and it's snake oil. And when they were selling snake oil, the placebo effect, they would point to that person and say, this person was healed by this, and other people would buy it. And even if it didn't work for that, it didn't matter. That person sold his snake oil and went on and moved on to another town. People who sell fear move on, and then they move on, and it's like a Ponzi scheme. It's crooked. Selling fear is crooked. It makes them crooks. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says you're not supposed to have fear. The military says you're not supposed to have fear. Now, you can have fear within you, and it's a good thing to have. There's nothing wrong with fear. Even if at a moment you feel paralyzed by fear. What your body's doing when that happens, while you don't know it, it's building up adrenaline. And it kicks in a shot of adrenaline that is even more than your body can handle. And then you're able to run faster than Flojo. Then you're able to move stronger than, the people that are bodybuilders that lift, that are not so much bodybuilders, but they're heavy weight lifting champions. There's people that have moved cars, flipped cars. There was a woman who was just a little woman who came up to a car and a baby was under it. She freaked out about the baby. She picked up the car and got the baby out from under the car and put it back down. To this day, she doesn't know how she did it. It's the adrenaline that goes through your body, and fear makes that happen. There's a fight or flight response. You have to be the one to decide whether you want to fight or whether you want to flight, but it's created, it's within you. Everybody has it. It's nothing new. And it builds adrenaline, and fear triggers it. So fear is a good thing. It's healthy to have fear. If you had absolutely zero fear, you wouldn't react. You wouldn't get that extra kick of adrenaline. You might be able to handle situations a little bit better if you actually had that problem. That would be a problem. But fear is the best thing you have. They used to say, don't kill all your demons, because you might need them sometime later. Right? If you're defending yourself or whatever, and you got to do something that's pretty bad to someone else to defend yourself. The Roman soldiers knew that they had to fight battles and kill people, but they also knew it said in the Bible, thou shalt not kill. They did this wrong. It's not necessary. But when they were baptized, they would hold their hands up above water with the sword out into the sky. Their right arm, if they were right-handed. So that they could still kill in battle. So they would be submerged in the water, submersed. And they would be baptized. But they said they got to keep that right hand that's going to kill later in battle above the water. Now, that was later proven that, hey, that's not right or whatever. But they did it. Because the Roman soldiers said their allegiance was to God, but it was also to Rome. They had to do their duty. But they wanted to follow the precepts of the book. You can look that up. It's a true story. I'm almost done with this burger, and you're going to get your story on Samson. And then anybody wants to make a comment, and I'm going to get down the road. You can make a few now. Here, I'm going to check them. They go away on me. Yeah. $45 a mile chest shop. They destroyed that place. So your history that, yeah. You know, we got to learn from our history and let it guide us. That's like that virus we have right now is, yeah, it's engineered and all that, but it's cookie cutter 1918 flu. When I say 1918, it's 1917 and 1918. 1918 is the worst year. Right now, China has got, I think they lost the entire, I think everything in that lab got out because they got the bubonic plague. They got another kind of swine flu, like that's the third one. They have a new form of this virus that they don't even know if it's this virus or not, but it's more deadly over there right now. And there's that story about the guy that got onto I guess you call it a bus or a trolley or whatever. Somebody in the back got the illness and died. Somebody in the middle got the illness, died. The conductor died, and he steps off the bus and goes on. Everybody on the thing died. That was back in 1918 because it gets that deadly. So we got that to look forward to. It's awesome. I tell you, I need a little bit of air. We're gonna hear some racket for a second. But we have to learn from that. That's probably going to happen with the 1919 part of it that's now starting in China. We need to let that version not get over here, but ours might turn into that too. But usually it's people that are malnourished, and it grows in their body in a way and changes in a way that and it could be too that a lot of Chinese don't eat that good too. Let's see. May trucking. No, it's not May. It's everybody but May. There's a different name on the trailer than there is on the tractor than there is on the. I mean, it's a Fruit Loop of a mess. That thing right there is a hot mess. They don't know who they work for. Probably a brokered load from 17 different states, and 5 different people's got their hands in it and making the money off of it. So I'm having coffee and finish up this burger here. I'm almost done. Hope you enjoyed the sunset too. But yeah, we absolutely got to learn from our history because it's the only thing we have, and the schools don't teach it. They have a history program that consists of, in 1492 Columbus sailed the ocean blue and that kind of mess. Yeah, well, he discovered the people that was already here. My ancestors, they were awesome. They were here. It was nice of him to find them because they was lost without him. They wouldn't have known what to do. Wouldn't have known who to teach how to grow corn. Put a fish in the hole. Here you go, settlers. Yeah. Which I got people from Ireland too, so that's going to go into that other story I tell about that outlaw. So, yeah, hold tight. Let me start this thing up. Let's give this thing a second. A little bit of air. Because we got to have my mind cooled off to think straight to do this. Went to the shower too, and I think there was a Sasquatch in shower number 8. I'm just saying. Say what you want, people. Say what you want. I videoed it. You should have heard it. There was a Sasquatch. If you're in shower number 7 and you hear that in shower number 8, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's a Sasquatch in that place. But hey, everybody's got a shower. Even a Sasquatch, you know. I mean, I don't know. It could have been a Yeti. I'm not in any way trying to be not all inclusive, because I know there's other groups of them. So if you're a Yeti or if you're a Sasquatch, don't get on here making comments talking about I'm with the National Yeti Foundation and I'm, you know, pissed off because you said it was a Sasquatch. If you, likewise, if you're a Sasquatch. And I don't want to see a bunch of comments talking about I'm with the National, you know, Sasquatch Foundation and you said it was a Yeti and it was one of ours. Look, everybody's welcome as long as you have a card, okay, to take a shower. And I'm not saying if it could be a Sasquatch. Look, they got and I know it's not correct to call them abominable snowmen. I'm gonna call them Yetis because I'm not trying to piss off the Yeti Foundation either. So there's a National Yeti Foundation, in case you don't know. I'm trying to kick this air up. Like I said, y'all want my mind, my brain to be cooled off. You won't get a good story out of this one. But I got video of that. If you think I'm lying, I videoed it. A lot of shampoo. I went in there and I looked at the shampoo rack and there was nothing on it. I know. And that threw me for a second. I was like, man, there's gotta be something going. Why ain't got no shampoo? And all the hand sanitizer was gone. All that spray stuff. So that should have been a red flag. But then I go in and, like I said, I got video of it. I got video of the noise. If you can recognize that noise, maybe you can tell me if it's a Yeti versus a Sasquatch. So like I said, I'm not calling them Bigfoot. Oh, I have it. 2 little videos, because I thought it was over. I thought it was over and I hit the button again. If you think I'm lying, I videoed that. I videoed it. I'll put it up as a link in this, and when I'm done, you're getting a link. But like I said, first off, no disrespect to the Yetis. No disrespect to the Sasquatches. And I almost said it. Y'all need to understand something. I ain't trying to piss nobody off, right? And I worry. I worry about pissing people off. It bothers me. So I don't use the word Bigfoot because that's a slur. That's bad. You don't call them. They are very sensitive about the size of their feet. Okay? If you've never met a Bigfoot, maybe you've never seen one. There was one on a video. He's looking, or I think they said it was a she, of one famous one that looked over to the side at the guy with a video. The reason it walked behind the boulders is it was hiding its feet. They're sensitive. They are sensitive creatures. You don't want to make them self-conscious about them big ass feet. So I'm not, and I ain't even said it was big. Look, don't get me. I don't want to hear nobody from the National Squatch Foundation for animal rights or PETA or any of them. Nobody coming at me saying you called him a Bigfoot. I was just speaking in the way saying that we understand there's a term Bigfoot. You don't want to use it. It's because they're sensitive about the big feet. Not saying that they have big feet, but there's that. And on the Yeti side, not calling them abominable snowmen, because they say they live all year long. They're so tired of hearing that. They live in the winter, in the summer, in the spring, in the fall. It's not always snowing. Yes, they're in the Himalayas. They're fine with everybody there. All the natives know about them. They're tired of being just because they're kind of pale and they can't get a tan. They're tired of being called abominable snowman, and plus they say what is abominable because they die too. So no, if the Yeti Foundation or PETA or any of them people contact me, we were just speaking in a way that was okay, that was saying they don't like to be called abominable snowman or abominable snow women, because they want to hear that too, and abominable snow people. Right. Okay. So, and I'm Cherokee and Irish. You can call me what you want. It don't bother me. I don't really give a shit. So I know what I am. I know where I've come from. I know. No, you don't need pics. I got the video. I got the video. It's audio, really, but it's audio, and I'm not leaving out for all y'all people that know what's up with Chewbacca. I don't even know what the hell that is. I'm not trying to leave him out. He could take a shower too. Okay? He could take a shower too. I don't know when that's going to happen. I don't know when they come around or where they're from. That's supposed to be in the future, but man, Alexander might bring one back. He wanted to bring me proof. We don't tell him what's going to happen. So if a Chewbacca starts, look, the National Chewbacca Association or a bunch of people like that, I don't want to hear any backlash on that shit, because I'm trying to be all inclusive. I'm not trying to say that we're going to call them what they don't like to be called, and I'm not making fun of nobody's big feet. I got big feet too. There you go. So if it makes them feel any better, I'm like part of that club. I didn't join the club. I don't have a card membership, nothing like that. So almost done with my burger, and then we'll get into this, but I was giving some people some time to show up. Yep. But I got video and it's an audio of the noise from shower number 8. So, whatever association that animal was from. So, PETA is all encompassing, you know. So, I'll put a link to both of those short videos at the bottom of this one, and you can tell me what it was. You tell me what you hear, and you tell me if it's a Sasquatch or Yeti. Yep. Well, they think I'm one. Is the load there, Yeti? Are you ready, Yeti? Everything Yeti. Are you done, Yeti? Let's get into this story here about Samson and about fear. So, that was just a burger chat. So Samson, I want to say it was the Philistines. I could be completely wrong. Don't quote me on it. But Samson had a lot of enemies. And they were kind of enemies of his religious people and the way they treated them, and of basically of God. I guess it was against the Israelites or nation of Israel. You'd have to go and look it up exactly, but Samson had some enemies. And he was in a battle, and he had killed a bunch of them, and they got to him by his woman. His woman cut his hair. Which, here's the thing. Truthfully, his strength was in God. He just thought it was in his hair. That's about the placebo effect I was talking about. It'll make you think one thing when really it's something else. Okay? So, Samson, thinking that she had cut his hair and also that he had lost his power, was able to be taken over by his enemy. She sold him out. So, they took him as prisoner and they blinded him. All right. So he's in prison, and there's nothing he can do to fight his enemies. They had him in chains and everything else. And he started to come back to God, to bring his faith back to God. And his hair started to grow back. Remember this when you're kicking a man while he's down too. His hair might grow back. You know what I'm saying? So, hear what I'm saying. Don't mess with the wrong one, you know. Well, yeah. So his hair was growing back, and he was becoming stronger. And he felt it. He wasn't quite up to the strength that he thought he could be, but he was getting there. Now the Philistines, once a year, have this celebration where they all get together. They're at the synagogue or whatever the building was. I believe it was a synagogue, but they were in the building, and they were so many of them. They were all in the building and on top of the roof. Now, Samson, even in chains, they wanted to bring him out and say, look, this is our enemy and we conquered him, and wanted people to see it. So he was allowed to walk around, but he was blind. They probably kicked him and threw stuff at him. It was probably kind of like that. Well, Samson had a plan. There was a small boy that was close to him that came up, and he asked him, he said, can you lead me into the temple? And he had been praying to God to let him get back at his enemies, but he had the boy lead him into this temple, and this temple was held up with pillars, and the center two pillars were pretty much in the same way that Solomon built a house with two big, huge brass pillars to hold it up. That's in the Bible. And he was wise. So, but they had these pillars in the middle of the building. And Samson said, let me rest against one of these. But he told the boy to leave the building. So the boy would be there to tell the story. And then he started to pray. And he said, God, if you'll give me the strength just one more time to get back at my enemies, I'll give the glory to you. So he felt the strength return to him because he asked for it. He probably could have had a lot sooner than that, but he was still blind. But he grabbed the pillars, the two pillars that were in the center that he was against, one on each side of him, and he started to rock them and pushed them under. He knew this was going to kill him. He knew he was going to die that day. He didn't care, because he also knew that it was going to kill all of the Philistines, and he would finally take out his enemy. And God gave him the strength to do it. He killed more enemies in one day, more of his enemy in one day, while he was dying, because it killed them all. The whole place fell in on itself, and everybody on the roof died, and everybody in the building died. He killed more of his enemies in one day than he did in his entire life, through all of his battles. So, I was reminded of that story when I saw this guy that a bunch of guys had ganged up on him. Basically, they did that kind of thing all the time. And they killed him. But every one of them got the life sentence. I'm not sure if that one was out of Floyd County, Florida, but they're having a 100% rate of success of solving murders in Floyd County. And so that man in his death stopped them from not only killing other people, but they won't even have a prodigy, a line of succession. They won't even have children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren that even one of them may decide, because of their circumstances, to make a bad decision. So Samson didn't have fear, not to the point other than any normal person, but he was able to understand that it's good for something, and you can't live hiding from it or scared of it. You use it, and you ask for strength so that it's to your benefit. Hopefully that guy, well, you want to talk about fear, hopefully he won't hit the fuel pump or hit somebody right there. Just saying. That's all I'm saying. Training from the bunk. So, people, I hope you like this. I'm going to get off this thing. But no fear, people. You know? Unless you talk about Kennedy. And that, for real, they will repel in. You'll wake up. You know, you'll have razor wire all around you. Black cars, people with really nice suits. They have the nicest suits, I'm telling you. So, don't talk about Kennedy. Now, I don't know. I expect to get permission. I'm thinking. But I got to get to the Library of Congress. Maybe talk to some people about it. I hope everybody's doing good, and I hope you like this story. It's in your Bible. I didn't write it. It's not that I invented it. I'm just reminding you of it in case you forgot. Don't buy snake oil fear. Because there's people that think that it's their job to sell it. And they'll stand up on the tallest soapbox they can to get everybody's attention to do just that. And it's all a ruse. It's a pyramid scheme. And they got nothing. Because fear's within you anyway. They don't have it to sell you. You own it. You own the fear within your body. And you control it. Different people control it to different degrees. But if you're currently not feeling fear, or if you've had any time in today that you have not felt fear, that is your body's ability to conquer fear. You have it within you to conquer fear, or you would be fearing all day long. And there's an old Chinese saying that says, a man is apportioned to die but once, but a man who fears death dies 1,000 times. He's dying all day long. There's people that want you to die all day long. They want to sell fear. And they want to control you with fear. Don't buy into the bullshit snake oil salesmen and their pyramid Ponzi schemes. Don't buy into it. Ponzi himself, they caught him for it. They caught, who was the latest Ponzi scheme? Madoff, Bernie Madoff. They caught him for it, which is why we wind up having to suffer through another Footloose movie. Just saying. Kevin Bacon lost his money in the deal, and they wrote another damn man, as if we didn't have enough torture from the first one existing, embarrassment, we had to watch another one. There's that. So, don't fall into Ponzi schemes, or we'll wind up with Footloose 3. Don't believe these snake oil salesmen and all the fear that they try to put on people. And it's a Ponzi scheme. And they too, like this too will pass, they too will get busted for their Ponzi scheme and ripping people off and telling lies and spreading fear. No worries. So people, I'm gonna get off this thing. I hope you enjoyed the sunset and the story. Don't buy fear, even if it's free. Even if it's free, don't take it. I don't accept, we are currently not accepting fear on this channel. So, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the little chat. I'm gonna get off this thing. I gotta get rolling, and I gotta make a half a dollar. Because we make 50 cents a day now. We're supposed to save up all of our quarters, and that way we can wash laundry, and that way we can do it again next week. Because if we don't save our quarters, drivers, you know how they're doing this, it's kind of tight, you know. So, but no, we're actually, it's busy. Business is busy. If you want to become a trucker, there's plenty of business in reefer freight currently. I'm going to tell you that. Don't mess with van. Right now, 53-foot van, it's hit or miss. You'll be stuck, this and that, whatever. I'm here because I am, well, right now I'm on YouTube doing a little something, you know, saying what's up to the people. I don't have to be doing this. But the government does say I have to take a break. It has to be for X amount of time. I sleep for X amount of time. Then I get a shower. Sometimes there's a Yeti in there. Sometimes there's a Sasquatch in there. So, and when the Sasquatch is in there and the Yeti's out front and all the showers are full, you should see them jump up and down and scream because it gets loud. I am going to drop the video of the audio for the Yeti. You decide. I'm going to get off this thing. Y'all stay safe. I'm out. Peace.